So let's look at the, properties of the church. I think this is, make sure this is, I think John is citing from Vatican I here. We're on page 8 if you have the book. The essential constitution of the church. Can it change? Can it alter at any point in time, regardless of whether it's the last days or not? Can Vatican I tell us about the indefectibility of the church? And in fact, it can. Let's see the properties of the church according to Vatican I. The church has many other properties that are inherent and essential to her. Principal to these are the indefectibility in her being and existence, the infallibility in her teaching, and authority and power in ruling and governing. These three properties or attributes are denied by all non-Catholic sects because they otherwise could not account for their own existence or assign any plausible reason to not belong to this one true church. This is Vatican I explaining itself, right? Section 5, Article 9. We must now explain these properties and attributes. Indefectibility. Indefectibility is a property by which the church cannot fail. It is that by which she cannot either lose or have diminished any of her divine qualities or gifts, even for a short time. The doctrine of the indefectibility of the church can be comprised in the following propositions. The whole church is indefectible. One part of the church, namely the apostolic see, is indefectible. The particular church of this or that diocese or nation may fall away. You got that? The entire church, corporately, is indefectible. Only one see is promised indefectibility, the Roman see. And any particular nation can fall away. Perpetuity is included in indefectibility. Although, rigorously speaking, God has ordained otherwise, the church could be perpetual without being in all respects indefectible, as a man remains the same being even unto death, although he fails in many respects, both in soul and body. Perpetuity imports continuation without interruption, but indefectibility imports duration and immutability as well. Indefectibility means, moreover, that infallibility. Infallibility extends only to those things that concern the church's teachings in matters of faith and moral, but it does not imply that she is to continue always to the end of the world, but that as long as she exists, she cannot err in these matters. Heretics, in regard to the indefectibility of the church, err on 2 points. The possibility of her defection and the fact of her defection. They have held various opinions about defection of this church. Some have held that the whole church can fail entirely for some time period. Some have said that the visible church can fail, but not the invisible church, as if these were two distinct churches. Other heretics affirm that although the church cannot fail entirely, she can do so in part, at least for a time, and even always by losing this or that attribute of perfection or retaining it, being maimed or vitiated. As to the fact of defection, all heretics hold that every sect of the church has in some way, in other words, all sects believe that they are justified because the Roman see has defected. Some date this defection to the Council of Constance, 1414, right? And then he goes on to cite, this is somebody talking about Vatican I. Let's see who this is.